Do this, Marine. Good evening. Welcome to Slot Car Shenanigans with me, Pete Brown, Track Fans TV, and no other way, my left-hand man, Rahul from Conquest Racing Club. Rahul has been under the weather this week, proper beaten up with the influenza. So he's having a backseat tonight with a few questions here and there. He's going to be monitoring the chat, so behave in there, or he's going to be on you with his blue spanner. As you know, we've got a great show. We always try and have a great show, but tonight we've really got a great show because we've got a good friend of ours and a hobby favorite, Maurizio Ferrari from Slot.it and Polycar. I cannot wait for this chat. So stay tuned, because what we've done the last couple of episodes is we did a Scalextric digital review, which I covered, and then Rahul expertly covered the Carrera digital set. Now we know Slot.it have a digital set, but neither of us know much about it. So we thought, what better to do than to get the guy who invented it to come on and chat to us about it and just tell us a little bit, give us some insight. We've put together some slides so you can have a visual alongside the chat. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And I can see 22 of you in the chat already. Thank you very much for showing up. I know that we've got some absent guests. We've got Rob Sale, got Daz, we've got Keith, we've got Mark, and we've got, Paul is watching. But anyway, they're with us in spirit and they'll be watching back in the morning. Rob's actually sent in a question for Maurizio by proxy, so we'll cover that in a bit. How are you feeling, Rahul?
I'm all right, man. Getting better.
Yeah, see? He's battered and injured. He's ill, like you've never seen him before. And, in the nicest way, Rahul, we're enjoying it because we've got a week off trying to keep up with your prolific content releases. But are you going to be back double barrels next week?
We'll see. Hopefully.
In there. Love it. Anyway, let's catch up with... let's get on to what we're doing. So tell us then, everyone... what have you been up to this week? Well, I just sort of say hello to everyone who's turned up graciously at whatever hour of the day it is. We are going to get through this pretty quick because Maurizio's backstage waiting for us and we don't want to keep the man waiting. It is 25 to 11, everyone, where he is. So we won't keep him. But who we got? Yes, competition winner. Ian is in the chat from Magnetic Racing. Good evening, Ian. He won a great car last night. I don't know if I'm allowed to tell everyone what it is or whether he wants to do it on his channel. Who knows? Bob B's in here. Hold that thought, Bob. We will ask Maurizio that question in a bit. Andy, is Ruben watching or is he in bed? Good evening, Andy. Oh, hello. Rahul, what are you doing? We've got Doug and Ian. Are you guys pulling a late shift at work? Bo Momo's here. Keith's here. Good evening, guys. Oh, Aid's here. Late one. Have you been watching some of Aid's stuff, Rahul, while you've been resting up?
Actually, I've been pretty much offline most of the time.
That is serious. That says it all. Hey, guys, Rahul's not been online. My goodness, he's half man, half internet, that bloke, on the best of days. Good evening, Yo-Yo. Oh, Mark's here. Good evening, Mark. Good evening, Harry. Oh, I've got an issue. And I think we might, other than... hang on a second. So we got Ian, we got Doug. Could this be Tim? I don't know. Let us know. Unveil yourself. Think driving school. Say again, mate.
Tony Tibbs is here. Dan from Slot Valley Racing. We got Joe from Herrera's Carrera, Marco. So a whole bunch of people flowing in now.
Yeah, you might right. A man's here.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
it's fault.
Right, sound. So anyway, should we bring Maurizio on? I'm very conscious about his time, and he is doing us all a solid here by a favour by coming on. So here he is. Let me get rid of that comment. Ciao, Maurizio. How you doing, buddy?
Pete, I'm doing well, doing fine. Never mind about the late evening show. No,
Okay.
I don't generally go to sleep any earlier than midnight, so it's okay. I just have to drive home for 20 minutes. I won't go by bus tonight, of course, but it's okay. I'm happy to be here. Hello, everyone.
So that's a resounding hello back from the chat. You guys imagine the chat talked at you. You'd be like,
Hello,
but
everyone.
that's it. Yeah, come on at the rear. Come on, we want to hear you all. Right then. So Maurizio, digital series that we've been having. I mentioned before that we covered Scalextric and we covered Carrera. Really pleased that you're here to chat to us about the Oxigen system, which is used by racers around the world. Yep. And it has, in my eyes, one of the best interfaces that you can get. So tell me why in the first place, what gave you the idea to come up with this?
Well, I like slot car racing in all its forms, and but I felt that there was something missing in terms not of digital, because digital was around before we started Oxigen, but in terms of being able to race from the analog club racers perspective. The systems that have been developed in the last, say, 15 years by Carrera and Scalextric are good systems, but by definition, by say design, and because of the market that these two companies are catering for, and cost constraints, they are for home racers, and very good for home racers, but certainly disappointing from the point of view of a club racer whose approach to slot car racing is different. And because our company is an engineering company, we decided that we wanted to develop a system that could actually be used by racers and give them the feedback and the possibilities that in our vision would have made it a good choice, or possible choice for the club racer. It's been a very long journey, and not without
well imagine
with a lot of hurdles. But the reason we developed this was because I felt it was the right thing to do, and we had the technological and the knowledge that enabled us to make it. It was actually, I must say, it was much harder than we thought it would have been.
In what aspects? Like the actual the way it's going to look, or the coding aspect of it, or the getting people to believe in it and then use it kind of aspect?
Both. The technology, we're talking about around 15 years ago. I think the first thing was 2008, was certainly not as good as the one that we're using today. The system is very complex, because there's something that we underestimated, was the fact that over the air, you basically are not in the protected environment of rails, which has its own different set of issues when you transmit signal like Carrera and Hornby on rails. But over the air, you have Wi-Fi, you have everything on 2.4 gigahertz now, and so you have to juggle your data in a way that is relied safely to the car and back for the lap counting. One thing that at this point it's better to explain is that Carrera and Scalextric SSD send the individual speed and braking and lighting, lights on, light off data to the car via the rails. Whereas we basically make a radio control system where the power is always on at 12 or 13 volts, whatever on the rails. So this is the major difference between the systems that you have analyzed so far and oxygen.
So you're almost controlling the rails with the other two systems.
Imagine using the rails to send both the power to the cars, to the motor, and the information that goes to the chip that drives the motor. Yes. Whereas in our case, we have the power, which is clean, DC 12 volt, directly to the chip, and the data information is a point-to-point radio communication from the controller to the car.
Yeah. Got it. You think in a completely different way than I do. I can tell you for free.
Well, unfortunately, I must say, I'm an engineer, and this is something that we discuss internally. We take for granted things that for an engineer are granted, and there's nothing wrong with not knowing some things. When we write the manuals, they look like they have been written by an engineer. They're not clear, and that's something that we should definitely improve.
So how are you going to change that? Are you going to send it out to someone and say, this is roughly how it works, put it into common speak?
What I think is that the best thing to do would be to make a series of videos, introductory videos for oxygen, because manuals are not, in general, nobody reads a manual. We know this, it's a fact. But so a video would be probably the best way to explain what is what happens, and probably this video I hope will help clarify quite a few things about our system.
Yes. So we have a look at. Should we get? I should have put this up a minute ago. Really, I've only worked on it quite a bit.
Yeah.
So here, one of the major differences that I know about, and it's wrong to put them in the same basket. I understand that, because Scalextric and Carrera are geared towards a more home experience, a domestic race. So it's wrong to compare them. But we do have some people in here who go, well, why can't I do this and that and the other? So one of the major differences is 20. Is it 20 cars? It is 20 cars you can control on your system, isn't it?
Well, yes. We probably with the current system do 24, but there is no reason for doing that as we speak. So. But going back to what I just said, we have a point-to-point connection from the controller to the car. So imagine a radio-controlled car, but with no battery. The track itself is the battery, is the power, 12 volt. If you use the track like Carrera and Scalextric to send the signals, the control signals, you have to send the control signals like in a train. Every wagon is for a car. So you have 6 packets, each one going to a certain car. So that means that you have a more delay between each packet, more cars. If you want to reach, for example, 20 cars with the system on the rails, it would probably have huge delays in the control, and you would feel it in the controller. Yeah. So that's why we went radio. We can do it in the car, and there is no delay. Actually, if you have 1 car or 20 cars, it is exactly the same, because there is no interference. There's no waiting for the other cars to get the speed and braking controls, as it would happen if we were talking over the rail. So this is a big difference. The other big difference is that we do not have a power base. The power base, because of the same reason, the power base is actually replaced by a thing which is a radio control interface that plugs into the PC. It is a USB key.
Is that the dongle?
This is the so-called dongle.
This one?
This one, exactly.
Right,
this
cool.
one, you plug this in the PC.
Yeah.
And this is the communication bridge between the race management system, which is on screen, and the controllers. And the controllers relay the data to the car, such as speed and racing data. Like, for example, if the race management system says races under yellow flag, they set the top speed of under yellow flag, or they send these data to the car. The car itself sends back the information that, for example, it has crossed the finish line, and some other information like the car has reset for some hardware issue or something like that. Okay. So it's imagine there is the dongle attached to the PC. Then you have the controller here, and these two are in constant communication. And then the controller is in radio communication also with this in-car chip. Oh, and this is for everyone who is looking. We did not actually. I see a Matra there. As a sample of a car, of a modern car with a chip, I have a Matra here, a Matra prototype that just came in. So we have a Matra on screen, and the new Matra, and here I have a Matra chassis. Just by chance, I have a Matra.
Is that a prototype?
This is a prototype. This is a prototype of the 1972 Le Mans winner.
Now we're talking. We're in the classics department.
Yeah, and we have modified the old Matra, the one that was in drawing, so that we can fit the chassis and we can fit the chip in the chassis rather easily, like this. See,
there's a section in there for it, so it's literally this is where it goes.
Yes, exactly.
Fantastic, because although I've been doing it for a few years now, again, getting back into this, so I'm not naive, I'm not inexperienced, but these are sort of questions that, I don't know, I would ask because I've not seen it. So just, yeah, cool.
And in all the recent cars, as you can see, there are here connectors. So imagine this is an analog car, you just bought this car, you just have to unplug the connector, and unplug this in, and the chip is in place. Now this part here would go to the motor, but you see how easy it is to digitize the car now. Yeah,
just like that.
And the other very important point that we have is that because we have no power base, the track, there is no need to change the track. Actually, any oxygen-powered car can be used on an analog track. You just have to, for example, short circuit to 12 volt the power rail, put the oxygen car on the track, and off you go. And if you don't want to race with oxygen, then you just plug in your controller as usual, and the track basically remains analog. So this leads to a question: how do you count laps, and how do you change lane? Well, lap counting is very simple. With the finish line is just a magnet. You glue a magnet under the track.
Okay.
And there is a sensor. This little yellow stripe here, it's called the Capton with a horse sensor. When the horse sensor crosses the magnet, it triggers a detection, and the car sends the signal to the controller saying, I've crossed the finish line. And that's all there is to the, as far as changes to the track are concerned.
Question.
Now, yes, question.
That magnet, Is that been
Yes.
taken out of one of your Slot.it slot cars?
No, not exactly. You could use that, but I do not recommend. I do
Okay.
not recommend it. It's a flat magnet. I mean, we sell them, but any powerful enough magnet we do. There's nothing magic. It's just a neodymium magnet. As long as it is strong enough, be picked up by the sensor, it's good.
Yeah,
So
fantastic.
we use this rather than advising using the car's magnet because it's stronger and, as you can see, it's larger. You can compare it with. You see,
Yeah.
this is what it would look like in comparison to the car. So, but any
Okay.
big enough magnet would do.
Fantastic. And then you mentioned, I'll just put this on the screen, just so the guys can see that digital chip. If people are watching it back or they want to come back and zoom in on their TV and stuff, they can see the slide and zoom in and stuff. So you've got cars, all of the cars digitally compatible, and do you sell them digital ready?
Can you repeat the first question, please?
Yeah, are all of the cars compatible? So if I bought, I don't know, for a Porsche 962 from you guys, he says trying to find one, and there's never one.
Maurizio, I have a question actually.
Yeah,
So
go for it.
I've seen the oxygen system used on a Carrera track. I've
Yes.
seen people install the magnets underneath the start finish line just before the sensors on the Carrera track. And I know that your controller can work with the Carrera system and switch lanes with it if you activate one of the controller switches, I believe.
Yes. Correct.
Is that something that you had planned earlier, or is it just that this system just works independently of whatever track you want?
Okay, just to make clear, we're not talking here about our controller being used on Carrera Digital 132 because sometimes this can be a source of confusion. So this has got nothing to do with Carrera Digital D132 per se. The question is using oxygen on a Carrera Digital track with Carrera Digital lane changers. If I understand the question correctly, you're asking whether this was planned from the start. And I'm not sure because it goes back like probably 15 or 12 years. So but at a certain point, I think we realized that we could trick the Carrera Digital lane changers to switch lane when a oxygen car would with the proper infrared signal would cross the digital Carrera lane changer. If we tricked the lane changer into believing that car wanted to change lane. So it is possible, yes. Whether it was planned from the beginning, off the top of my head, I don't think so. But at a certain point, I realized that it was possible.
It's a lucky bonus.
Yes. Whereas instead, when we decided to develop oxygen, I went to Margate. Frank Martin was the chairman of Hornby back then. And I explained him that we wanted to make a digital system for the racers. And it would have been good for us, and we think also for Scalextric, if we could use the lane changer infrared protocol for a radio like ours, digital wireless system. Hornby was happy for us to go ahead. And I must say that I think this has been certainly good for us, but the good thing is also that you can use our lane changer with the Scalextric SSD system cars, not with oxygen, but if you have a polycar track, for example, with lane changers, more on that later, you can plug the Scalextric power base, for example, Arc Pro, And once you have the proper Scalextric rail protocol on the rails, you can have Scalextric SSD on our long lane changer. This is possible. So I think it was good for both companies.
When was this?
Sorry?
When was this?
Oh, probably 15 years ago.
Did that? Sorry, you did.
Yeah, I think before we started the development of Oxigen, I went to Margate, and I talked to Frank Martin back then, and we agreed on the fact that this was good for both companies, and we went ahead. And we've had always a good cooperation with Hornby throughout the years. And actually, the Arc Pro system controller can be used for Oxigen if you program the Scalextric Arc Pro controller with our firmware, whereas the SCP3 can be used with Arc Pro likewise.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's good. But a lot of people in our chat use Scalextric stuff, so they'll be quite intrigued to know how that works coming out. So the SCP3 controller you can see on the screen here, fantastic. I've been using the SCP2.
Yep.
And that works a treat. And this is, I will admit this live to you. I've only just realized, and this brings home that people don't read manuals. I've just realized my brother-in-law figured out how to set up the ghost car option with the controller. Game changer. Rahul, watch my slot car photography and videography coming home now. The car drives itself around the track. To me, this genius. But what's the differences between the SCP3 and the SCP2? Because the SCP2 is wired versus Bluetooth.
Okay, the SCP2 and the SCP3 can be used with Oxigen. However, the SCP2 was designed as an analog controller, and in order to use it with Oxigen, we developed a cartridge that plugged into the handle. SCP2 and SCP3 have detachable cartridges that can be replaced depending on what you want to do with them. The SCP3 was developed from the start as a wireless controller for Oxigen and analog. So every SCP3 controller carries a Wi-Fi transmitter and an app and an optional power amplifier on the back, which is all you need to use the controller either on Oxigen or, like I said, Arc Pro. But the SCP2 is based on the SCP1. It's I would say, very large step forward from the SCP1. The SCP3 is very different because it's got the wireless 2.4 gigahertz interface built in.
Brilliant.
Yeah, they share a lot of architecture, but the microcontroller itself, the electronics is very different.
Okay, thank you very much. It's blown me away. I mean, this is just like brilliant. Rahul, any questions before we ask the chat for some questions?
No, not really. I've seen that on the controller itself, you have directional switches for your lane changers. Is that because your slotted track system has dual lane changers, or?
Yes and no. Okay, lane changer. I have a production lane changer here, not a prototype anymore. Maybe
big screen.
More about that later, in a moment. But
hold on, Maurizio.
Yes.
Hold that thought. We're going to make you look bigger.
Okay.
Rahul's on it. There you go.
Yes.
So that's Polycar lane changer. Is that two pieces?
That's the Polycar lane changer. It's two pieces. It's double length lane changer. It's completely symmetric, as you can see. If I can.
Brilliant. Yeah. We can see it really well.
There's an extra piece here. where does it end? Okay,
So,
it ends here. Okay, this is the lane changer. It's two pieces. There is a mechanism in the middle here, that makes sure that the car, once it's started to cross the lane changer, does not go back where it came from, but keeps going straight without crashing into the other end of the lane changer. And this is I've just tested it. It took us a long development time because being this for racer, we wanted to make sure that it could be driven at the highest possible speed. And I've just done some final testing, and I'm very happy. I believe, in all honesty, that this can be a game changer for digital. And I'm really, keeping our fingers crossed, like, for a project of this complexity. But I'm very happy. So back to your question. Imagine that you're coming, say, this way, okay, and so you want to go this way.
Yeah.
Okay. You have two buttons here, and you can use either one, and the lane changer will respond only to one of them. So in other words, imagine that if you are on the left lane, you can either go straight or turn right. If you press the button, and the button is the instruction for the car that says go left, because you cannot go left, the car will just go straight. If you want to cross to change lane, you have to press the other button.
okay.
What does that mean?
Yeah,
yes, what
that's good.
We call it selective lane changer. Normally, an analog racer thinks in terms of inner and outside lane.
Yeah.
So if you want to move from an inner lane to the outside lane, either you memorize the position of each and every lane change, and imagine, and you know that, for example, this lane change can take you to the outside lane and not the inside lane, or you keep one button pressed, and slowly the system will take you to the inner or outside lane. This is very useful when you want to go to the pit lane. You know, for example, that to go to the pit lane, you have to press the down button. Wherever you are, you keep driving with the down button pressed, and slowly you will enter the pit lane eventually. Yeah. Or you can press both. You want to change no matter what, you press both, and the system will read a different instruction and will make your car change lane, whether it's left or right lane change.
That's pretty cool. I like it. And it stops you accidentally changing lane.
We're actually the only one with this idea, which was actually came to mind to my business partner, Maurizio Ferrari, that hopefully is watching this live stream.
How is Maurizio?
How is he?
Yeah.
Oh, he's at home. He's at home. I think. I hope he's doing fine. We just saw him.
He dodged the bullet.
Sorry.
Is he there? He dodged the bullet. He got out of being up late on the show.
He dodged the bullet.
But he doesn't speak English very well, so from memory. So
yeah.
Are you bringing any of this prototype to the UK Slot Car Festival in 3 weeks?
Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. Yes.
And are you racing?
Sorry?
Are you going to race as well while you're over?
Of course. There's the Polycar Formula 1 Grand Prix, and I'm going to race my own March 761 6-wheelers. Have you seen that?
Did you have that last year?
Yes. But
yeah, I did. I got video of it.
Yeah, I had a tires problem. I had very poor tires. Then eventually Sean gave me good tires for that, and the car was good. So I'm looking forward to it again.
I was running the Polycar Lotus 72, and I didn't have the right weight in it for a plastic track. I have it set up for Rockingham Slot Car Club, which is a nice smooth wood track, and the first corner, and I knew it was going to be tough. And because I'm running around filming, I didn't have much practice time, but it's cool. I had a race and it was good fun. I think I did actually come last.
Well, takes some effort to come last also.
Yeah, it's a skill. I keep telling people if I was in Australia, I'd be first.
Yes. Oh, no. And the Tour de France, or there was the Tour of Italy, the bike Tour of Italy. There was the black shirt, which was you know, the one for the last cyclist. But
yes,
it was actually, it was abolished when they found out that at a certain point it had become very, you know, like a prize, and cyclists that had no chance whatsoever to do anything but being last, they would hide behind trees or do things, you know, do crazy things in order to be the last of the Italian tour.
these guys, they're right up my street. So then, just to finish up on Maurizio, the interface.
Yes.
So this is how it looks. Do you want to talk us around this, some key features, or I'll leave?
Yes.
Take it away.
This is a rather old interface.
Oops.
Yeah. Well, no, it's okay. Because it's
put this one on. Is that better?
Okay, this is not, yes, then we can go back to the other interface because it shows dials and things. So this is the modern interface where you have car number, laps, the gap from the first and gap from the team in front of you, lap time, best lap time, last time that the car crossed the finish line, and the names. You have the green flag, in this case, time left. If you go back to the previous screen.
Yeah, so I was just to put this particular image on because Rockingham were winning.
Okay, so you see on the left a series of dials.
Yep.
There's pace car speed. So basically, if you look at the buttons on the bottom, there is pace car button. If you press pace car, all cars are forced, or the top speed for all cars is limited to whatever speed is set by the pace car speed dial.
Yeah.
So basically there's yellow flag, and all the cars are forced to go to a prescribed maximum speed.
Yeah.
So there is another dial here, which is max car speed. You can select the maximum speed of the race. There's another dial, which is pit lane speed. When the car enters the pit lane, it detects a double magnet rather than a single magnet, and it knows that it is in pit lane, and it immediately brakes down to the selected pit lane speed. You have seen certainly this in the 24 Hours of Le Mans. And these speed, they can also be adjusted individually, like not as much the pace car and the pit lane speed, but you can have an individual speed, top speed for each car. You can adjust the braking for each car, and this is useful for simulations because there's software for Oxigen made by, for example, PC Lab Counter, RCS02, and there's other software being developed as we speak. Also Chrono 2, which see the light of the day, which is a successor of Chrono. And they do fewer simulation. And so basically when you have to stop and you do a refuel, you get out of the pit lane and the car is heavier. So you have a slower acceleration and less braking, basically.
Next level.
Like that. It's really cool. Also because the system.
You tried that out? Have you driven on that system with the fuel?
Yeah, it works. It's fun. It's very different. Normally, the races I race with, organized by DISCA, the Digital Slot Car Association, by Gary Skip, the guy that Gary. I mean, it started the Le Mans thing, and
I like it because he's so passionate about the detail. I like
yes,
so passionate about getting every single detail right. and you can never take that away from him.
No, and when we launched Oxygen, Oxygen was far from being ready, but we received email from Gary and said, I'm going to organize 24 hours of Le Mans with this. What? Are you crazy? We're not ready. I'm going ahead with the race no matter what. What? And so Gary was actually, the very, very strong driving force behind. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, I never knew that. Was that one of its first outings then, as a software at a serious level?
Yes, and it was very buggy, and I spent quite some time during the night fixing the issues on the lap counter. Luckily, we had backup files because the lap counting system would crash from time to time or add laps, random laps, like, for example, like 2 gazillion laps to a certain car. And when I say gazillions, I mean, sorry?
I'll take that.
Yeah. But we've had quite a few cases of cars having laps that were completely wrong. But eventually the race was okay. It proved that the system was good enough to race. The response of the car in most cases was very good, and it set everything in motion.
Good. And are you developing anything new on it? On thinking to the future, are you going to incorporate some of the weather or the tires or the fuel, anything like that?
Well, the big step has been from Oxygen 3 that had definitely reached the end of the development. It had issues that we could not solve unless we upgraded the system. Also, the old chips that we were using for Oxygen 3 were not available anymore. And so Oxygen 4 is a very good system, I must say. Now it's stable. We've raced intensively. So this was the big step forward in the last year. Then we have developed the lane changer, and we are going to use also Oxygen for an adaptation of Oxygen for analog racing.
Oh, right. Okay.
We've seen this. It can be used for analog racing. We've seen as long as you use, for example, a in-car chip to drive the lane rather than the motor. So we have seen this from some customers. They just took a in-car chip, an oxygen chip, and rather than attaching it to the motor, they attached it to the rail. So you have an analog car which is driven by an oxygen controller. It has pros and cons, but the big pro is that you can have, if done properly, some of the features of Oxygen for an analog race, like global speed control, yellow flags, and things like that.
Yeah. Okay, that's something to look forward to. So there is a few questions in the chat that are coming through while we're talking. There's a double barrel one here from Joe. So he's asked, are home systems in development for Oxygen system, or is it only working with mandatory modifications?
I don't know exactly what mandatory modification means.
I think what Joe is asking is very simple here. It's like, are you developing a home system for Oxygen, or is it purely mostly for commercial racing?
No, we have quite a lot of customers that race Oxygen at home, because if you want to start with Oxygen, what I suggest is buy one chip and buy one Arc Pro controller and pair the two things and start driving. So you will see what it is like. Arc Pro controller is very inexpensive, but it's very good for what it costs. And you buy a dongle that will set you probably back like 50 or 60 pound or
While you're
60
talking
US
about the
dollar.
dongle, is there any minimum system requirements for that?
Any
minimal.
decent PC, say PC that like with a what is this, a probably Core 3, Core i5, I have a Core i7 in my laptop. It's rather old, but I've seen it being used on PC with Core i3, so old stuff.
That's
So
like
the dongle
work
comes
laptop
with
territory.
the dongle comes with the race management software on it.
No, the dongle, the race management software, the one we make is free, and you can download it from our website. The dongle, this dongle, you can buy it for, say, probably around 15 pounds from AliExpress or electronics shops. If you look at the manual for the dongle from our website, there's all the instruction, and then you buy the license, the software license from us, and the software is 50 euro. So the dongle is the cost of the dongle, whatever cost you pay for it, probably like 15, 20 pounds or dollars or euro, and then you buy 50 euro from us for the license. So it's not really expensive. And you need this minimum system, this one for each car, and the controller. To start with, if you want to test the water, you get an Arc Pro controller, program, get used to it, and then if you have a polycar track, maybe buy, now that they are ready, a lane changer and see if you like it. So question, does the radio control system have interference with other radio control signals? It's a difficult interference. It's a difficult question because it depends. Normally, the system works very well, even in environments, because we do a lot of frequency hopping, and we try to guarantee a good stream of communication from the controller to the car. So normally no, but it depends, for example, on what you have in your environment. We've never had issues where I could definitely say, oh, it was a radio interference from outside that caused the car to go badly, for example. But to give you an idea, with the Arc Pro, you can normally drive, say, a car at a distance of 5 meters. You go to Nuremberg Toy Fair, where there's a lot of private Wi-Fi, drones, whatever you think of. If you look at the radio spectrum at the Nuremberg Toy Fair, it was full of Wi-Fi stuff. You could hardly drive the car at 2 meters. This is why in the SCP-3, you can see it in transparent here. This thing that you can see here is a power amplifier. So we have a separate antenna in this controller that boosts the power already, but if you need to go long distances, like for example in the gym where we race the 24 hours of Le Mans, you better use the power amplifier to get rid of any interference issues. Definitely. But in normal, it's very robust.
Right then. So, okay. Thank you very much. So what I've got to do is ask you one more question before we wrap up, if that's all right. It's a personal question. It's from Dick.
Good question. A good question. I like racing, but maybe I like more digital racing now than analog, because maybe because I'm not a bad racer. I'm not a top racer, and I've seen some really, really fast racers that are faster than me and make less mistakes than me. But I'm in digital. There is this element of strategy, like learning to understand which cars are fast, which cars are slow, and and find your way in traffic. I must say that the boost in adrenaline driving the car in traffic, in heavy traffic at high speed, is pretty amazing. So that's what it's a really a big kick.
And then talking about, oh, you are joking me. Work. Please work. Come on. Right. I don't know if you can hear me or not.
Yeah,
I can.
Ah, sound. So Rob Sale had a question by proxy, which was, so I'm just going, the dog's knocked my camera and it's gone off. So Rob Sale wanted to know when you're planning to release the 510, the Datsun.
The tooling is ready. We are waiting for the first decoration, the first livery of the car. So it's going to be this year, definitely. We're just waiting now for the first prototype livery in order to move it forward. I don't want to speak about licensing, but it's been really a nightmare for this car for a series of reasons. We're completely outside our control. Nothing that's got to do with us. No, absolutely nothing. We have a license with Nissan. We have a license with BRE, but it's not. I'm not talking about BRE. Nissan changed the licensing agent, and that was a complete mess. So that created a lot of delay. But don't know if I have a sample of the car here. Probably no, not at the moment. But you will see it in at the UK Slot Car Festival. I don't think the first livery is going to be ready, but you never know. No. I mean, I don't think the first prototype livery will be ready in time for Gaydon. It will maybe probably 1 week late or something like that. But we're trying now to move things forward. It was not, unfortunately, something caused by us, all this delay. We're caught in the middle of a much bigger things.
Right. Okay, cool. Sounds sensitive. Well, I've totally lost my camera.
Well, the
utter
audio.
Professional. Sorry about this. So, right. So what we'll do is we'll camouflage the fact that I'm not on stage, put this on. And Maurizio, thank you ever so much for joining us tonight. Really appreciate it, mate.
Thank you for having me. It was my pleasure. I hope that I answered to all the questions.
It was brilliant. What an insight.
Yeah, thank you actually for reaching out and giving me the opportunity to speak to you and all the viewers.
Fantastic. Do you know what? We might be in business here. I might be able to come on screen. All right, I'm gonna. 2 seconds.
Well, thank you, Maurizio, very much for being here and answering our questions.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Most appreciated, mate. Right, we're going to take you off screen and we're going to carry on with what we're doing. That's good.
Bye, everyone.
Take care.
Take care.
Bye. Thank you again.
See you soon. Bye, Maurizio. Right. Cool. And then Maurizio, just leave the studio when you're done. It's fine. Thank you very much, mate. Wow. Awesome stuff there. Right, yeah. I'm just going to get this, try and get this back. And then we can, I don't know what is going on with this camera, mate, honestly. Talk about test my will to live. First world problems, obviously.
All right. Well, while Pete's fixing his camera, we'll try and continue. Let us know in the chat how you felt. How did you get all your answers about the oxygen system? If there's any more questions, please put them in the comments. If not in the chat. and we'll try and follow up with Maurizio. Once again, it's great that he took the time out to come in and speak with us. Doug, if I knew any jokes, I'd tell you them, but I'm not very good with jokes. So maybe we need Slot R to come in, or Slot R's wife to come in and give us a couple of jokes for this kind of time. So let's see, what has Pete got else? Yeah, we're gonna go into new releases, things that have come out in the last 2 weeks that we've noticed. And if there's something that we haven't and you know about it, please let us know. So the first slide here, we got all these new releases from Advanced Slot, the Scalextric Mirage, the Brabham, and the Lamborghini. Hey, look who's here. Slot R is here. Maybe Slot R has a joke for us. But yeah. Anyway, so I don't know where Pete is. I hope he's coming back. He should be.
I'm still here.
Yeah.
At this rate, I'm going to end up on the camera on my laptop. I'm telling you.
Well, Jag has a joke here. It says, "Why is Santa Claus always smiling?" I don't know if it's appropriate, but make sure it's appropriate when you do the response. All right, here you go. Maurizio says, "I forgot lane changes released mid-May for the first small production run. Good night and thank you." So thank you very much, Maurizio. You have a good evening. Yes. Thank you, Jag. That was great. Santa Claus is always smiling because he knows where all the naughty girls live. Thank you very much, Jag, for that. All right, jokes aside, who's got new cars that have been received? Let us know. Here we go. There's Pete. He's back.
I'm going to bring. Oh yeah. Ah, do you know what? I just haven't got the energy for this. Let's see if this works. God, that's bright, isn't it? Right, well, we'll roll with this for now. All right.
So Pete's back. Seems like he's resolved his technical issues.
Let's get rid of some of that glare. Right, sorry about that. Look, I'm actually sweating now. Nothing like having a proper guest on and then your camera lets me down. You do one. I swear to God, I don't know what's the matter with the thing. It's like really give me issues. At least it lasted the majority of that, which I'm pleased about. So that was really cool. That was really cool. And nice to see that you can, really interesting to see that it's about transmitting to the car rather than through the yeah, really clever. Didn't realize that. So I learned a lot tonight, which was good. I got a few questions in for the guys. That is
Mac
it.
Problems? I don't think so. Pete's not on a Mac, he's on a PC.
Oh my God, why would you use a Mac? I mean,
Because
seriously.
you're a smart person, that's why.
You
I
need
never
to
seem to
address
have these
this.
camera issues.
I know,
don't know what
we
you're
use the
talking
same one. Imagine that.
Yeah, but I'm on a Mac and you're on a PC, so I guess where the fault is. Uh-oh.
But the PC was here all along. You could hear me. It was fine.
Yeah, I don't know.
This
My
dodgy camera you told me
my
about.
cameras seem to work just fine.
Oh, brilliant. I love it.
All right, so John D got the Scale Auto Porsche 963, as did I. As did a lot of people, I think, this week.
Yeah.
Here we go. There she is.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, the new
That's
Scale
pretty
Auto.
tasty, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wrong one. Oh, trying to put you in a big screen here. There it is. Let's have another look.
There you go. Why are you in the middle of the screen?
I have no idea, man.
Let me help you out. You seem to be having a lot of issues here.
When it rains, mate, it only pours. Oh dear. I don't like this camera. Honestly, it makes my head look like you can see it from outer space. It's that shiny.
Let's see. Can we get ourselves in here? I have no idea. Where are we? This is
On
so
new
crazy.
releases.
There we go. All right, here we go. So yeah, I got the Porsche 963. There you go.
Nice. Is that a race one or a home one?
This is the Pro.
Yeah. Saw it as I was saying it. Very
Yeah.
nice. Boma Mo's on it as well.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have ordered this car.
Thank God.
I think it's equivalent to the RS chassis.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I'll double check it because I do have an RS. I'll do a comparison side by side to it. We'll see.
I love this slide. Go on.
Yeah. So, did you get any new cars, Pete?
No. No. I'm on a ban of myself to Gaydon. All right, Daihi. This is a very good slide because it's got a bit of rally, a bit of Le Mans classics, a bit of F1, and a bit of cruiser. I think, I don't know, I'm leaning towards the classic, the Le Mans car in the Golf livery. What would you lean to on here?
Yeah, probably the Audi S1.
Yeah.
Technically, I wouldn't buy any of these. Sorry.
No.
Oops.
Well,
yeah.
nor me, but we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
Okay. What about this page?
I mean, the Mitsubishi Galant is cool, but still, nothing on this page even piques my interest either. Yeah.
What is the Galant? Is that JDM or is that DTM?
So it's a Mitsubishi, which is.
Oh, what class would it run in?
It's a sedan. It used to be a sedan. I guess
you'd like that, Dave.
To soup it up.
Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't put the disclaimer in, did I? So we're looking at screenshots that we've pirated from Pendle, which won't put Pendle logo on Pendle Slot Racing. So only right just to mention them in the context that we're ripping off their website for the new releases. However, other slot car providers exist, and if you want us to rip off your website and put them on here for latest releases, let us know. But it's got to be released in the last 2 weeks. So just a shout out to Pendle for letting us use the imagery from their website. Thank you. I thought it'd be all right. I'll find out tomorrow in my email.
I don't think there's any.
At Connaught, that looks like fun. It's quite
one?
low. The grey resin Penelope pit lane Connaught B type. Scratch
that's
build.
right up your alley, isn't it?
Day is going good, Daihi. The day is going all right. Apart from camera issues, it's good.
To suffer.
It's what?
It seems to be only you suffering through camera issues.
I'll record it and send you the VT after, so you can sort of diagnose it.
I don't know what
Brainiac.
Doug, I don't know what you did.
Yeah, I don't know what I've done. It just become
I picked up another 2 cars though on the weekend too. I got my first Porsche from NSR.
Oh, did you? Which one?
Yeah.
The Apple one?
No, the Rothmans. You have to make me big again.
You had that controller.
I'll do it. Not that one. I think this one. There you go. I'm learning your system. That guy.
I haven't got these set. We've got different viewfinders at each end. So. You make them to your own use. That is a nice bit of kit, though. Have you driven that yet?
No, I just got it. I got it on Saturday with when I went with Joe and MP to Ernie's, and I hadn't picked up a Porsche from NSR, and I love the 911s, so this
very nice.
But I thought I'd try it out.
Looks good.
So picked that one up, and then I picked up the one livery I really wanted from the NSXs as well.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can open this. Yeah, this guy right here.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
NSX. Yeah, that's really nice. Ooh.
Yeah, I wanted this as soon as I saw it, so Ernie had set it aside for me.
Is a strong contender. Is that a pro as well? Race spec.
It's an R chassis, R series.
I don't know what that means.
So a step above the home series.
Okay, so
It's the
sort
home,
of
then there's the R
basic
series, then
tuning
there's
needed.
the RS. Yeah, there's the home, then the R series, and then the RS series. So
Right, cool. Yeah, look, Travis is here, and I knew a Porsche would get him on the screen. He loves a Porsche, that guy. I think he's still got some of the Bowers left, some of his own run cars. So if you want some of them, hit him up.
yeah, I have mine still in the box.
Are you getting more cars out?
No, that's it. That's all I got.
Oh, right, cool.
3 cars.
They are nice. That last one, that is it NSX, did you say?
Yep.
I was just going to write something down then, and I'm thinking, why do I need to write it down? I'll just watch the video tomorrow. Remind myself, watch Pendle's going to take a hit on that car tomorrow. Yellow, anyone? Okay, I'm glad half the inner circle aren't here for this slide. I don't think the comments are going to go electric tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I got some new Revo slots, Corvette C5s, beautiful, and the 1977 NYC Taxi, which is on my list of future buys from Scalextric. And this apparently is big. It's a big beast of a car.
Is it as big as the pink Thunderbirds thing?
I'm thinking it's about similar to that sort of size as the Penelope car.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm tired of yellow Corvettes, but other people seem to like them, so we get to see a lot of yellow Corvettes.
We need a red Corvette like the song.
Yeah, Travis unboxed these though the other day on his channel, and the black and silver one looks amazing. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, there he is. Hello, yellow. Yep, Dave Slossars like you. He's seen enough already. What about some magnetic racing stuff then?
Yeah, this is cool.
This is really cool. I'll show this on Sunday on my show, but it's worth it. Well, the ethos of this one is what happened in the last 2 weeks. So it qualifies, but it's well worthy. I'm getting this. Probably 2 of these.
Yeah.
Yeah, this, I don't know how much they cost. Just go to their website, magfans.com. You'll find your way there. And magneticracing.com, obviously, before I get fact checked in the chat to death. Oh, yeah, check it out. Nice. Oh, hang on. Harry's just, no, Doug's just ordered the taxi for their new build.
Nice.
Well, sharing's caring, Dougie boy. We want some pictures of the build. In fact, do you want a link? Do you want to come on and do us a live tour around your place? Are you in the unit now? This could be epic. Taxi is a prime body for slot bangers. That's why I like it. Oh, I love it. The taxi should come with magnets front and rear, left and right. That's the special one they're going to make for me. Yeah, I don't know. I've got my Corvette's not yellow. My Corvette, oh no, I sprayed it. I sprayed it red and silver. It used to be a Repsol garage, a Repsol livery. Teach me for reading and speaking, wasn't it? Ian is the winner. Yeah. So, uh-oh. Uh-oh. What mischief are we going to get up to this week? Well, hold on.
This is all you. This is all you. I do have one green light, but you share your stuff first, and then
Yeah.
we'll talk about
Okay.
mine. Yeah.
So, just because this tends to shock and awe people, our opinions are our own. We're speaking for us, myself, he's speaking for himself. Collectively, we're speaking for ourselves. And then that's that, So make your own opinion of whatever. Don't listen to ours. It's just ours. It just, we're just sticking it out there. However, I'll just give you a heads up. There are no red lights this week.
Yeah, that's because I was sick, right? And
Exactly. And like Monday meeting, Rahul, what kind of worms opened at the weekend? Pete, right, how long have you got? So, or be in reverse one week, I'll be like, mate, you need to bring this up. And he's like, no, calm down, calm down, Pete, you can't do that. It's like,
Slot guy wants a red. Okay, Travis, you give us a red light. We'll discuss it. No problem.
Right, Travis, you're the red light. Stop. You cause this aggro. You'll get us cancelled, man. Brilliant. Right. So green light this week from me to what? I didn't obviously screen. Damn it. So anyway, this reads.
I'll tell you what the red light is. Do not use yellow font or white backgrounds.
It should have a black glow to it. Like
that's the red light. Right?
Like these, like this writing. It should be like that. This is what happens when you do it on a train. Do it at lunch break. Do it at 11 o'clock last night.
Actually, Pete really helped me out this week because I was supposed to do the slides, but I was sick and I was pretty much laid out. And Pete really stepped up. So I thank you, Pete. And Pete has put this together.
Forget about it, mate. It's a joint effort. But anyway, this week's green light is to Slot.it and Polycar for continual development of cars, parts, tracks, technology, and creating, delivering, and promoting a positive message across the hobby. That was my take on what I perceive Slot.it and Polycar as being. So, I'll put myself out 2 minutes for terrible presentation. What was your green light, Rahul? Come on, let's have it, because I haven't got a slide for it.
So this week, something came out over this last 2 weeks that I thought was
it's a modern world.
Done. Sorry?
It's okay. It's a modern world.
And that is Hughes Slot Car Garage.
Yes.
If you didn't watch it, released a video. It was about an hour and a half long. It is an amazing video on videography techniques and how to capture and create really cinematic footage for video, like for slot cars, using, basic, GoPro setup. He also went through color grading. I thought that was so well done. And I wanted to give a big shout out, big green light to Shane for doing that. Because I think, as much as we all jumped on YouTube, it'd be nice to actually step up a little bit and actually start to showcase these cars a lot better. And him doing that was really good for, I think, the community in general, just to give ideas to people who are just coming up in YouTube and just getting started on how to maximize their equipment. And that was an epic thing from Hughes, Shane. Okay. And I just wanted to give him a huge shout out. Yeah. And
while you've been doing that, green lights. Hang on. Green lights in the studio.
Technology to work for you, Pete. Wow.
Yeah, exactly. I thought it. You know what I mean? One button.
I thought you would press the button and everything would shut off. Oh no, don't do that, Pete.
I do a red light for next week. That would be red light my tech. With Shane, what was it? I've just checked while you was chatting about what he did on the cinematics video. I'm 8 videos behind on his channel at the moment, which is collectively about 16 hours. So it's like Slot Art, it's like Rob Swift, at Swift Slots, and a few others, yourself, a few others. I prefer to watch them rather than have them on, like, you know, like my live streams. Great for pottering with it on in the background because it's just an hour and a half of rambling dribble. Whereas with theirs, they actually do something productive and creative, and you want to watch it because you learn stuff from it. So yeah, well done, Shane. Cheers, mate. I will probably get round to that probably in a couple of weeks, mate, if I'm honest. But at least I'm honest.
Yeah.
There you go.
Content came out this past 2 weeks. It's been I'll be honest, it's really hard to keep up, and I tend to watch content in entirety. So and because I have so many different interests, it gets a bit crazy watching so much content. So yeah, there's a lot of content out there. There's a lot of good content. Yeah, people are really producing some good stuff. So way to go.
To give you an idea, I've got here a subscription to 138 YouTube channels, and 20 of those are not slot car related. So that's 108. I think that's right, or 118. I have no idea because it's late. Channels doing content. Mind blowing. Mind blowing. Well done, everyone.
Yeah, amazing.
So, yes, exactly, Jag. Thanks for radio. We give it in a demo earlier. So there you go. So that, to be honest with you, kind of brings the show to a draw in regards to information and stuff that we've got to present. I think that having Maurizio on for a good hour was really good. I think, yeah, Travis has summed it up nicely here. The scene on YouTube has boomed. It's insane and great for all. Gives people options. Yes, it does indeed. Which is good because we see things in a different light. You can just do your videos, or actually, as you get along, you learn how to do a bit of editing or a bit more videography, which is what he's talking about with Shane. And you've done that before yourself, Rahul, haven't you? Where you've sort of let people behind the scenes to see what the lighting is like or what the sound is like and those kind of insights.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it's interesting. Recently, I put out the video on MP Slot Car's track I did over the weekend. And I had a guy reach out to me via the comments. He's a pro videographer. And he's like, oh, you know what? I got a red camera. I don't know if you know what a red camera is, Pete. But the camera itself, just camera body is like
camera.
The red camera is like a pro camera system, and it's like insanely expensive. And he reached out and said he'd like to do some shooting with me, which is like impressive because I'm really just an amateur in terms of videography. So I am very much,
mate. You're not.
So it was kind of cool that somebody.
I know he's good for it, right? I know he's okay for this banter, but do you want me to bring Rob Sale on? And then you can tell him you're an amateur.
But it's true. Like, anyway, I'm not. But it's kind of cool. Like he's a pro videographer. He's got a red camera, and he's like he'd love to do some shooting with us. So we'll see what happens.
Awesome. So he's going to bring it over.
That's what he says. So we'll see.
That'll be interesting to see what difference it'll make. Are you going to do the same video? One with your camera and one with the red camera, so we can see the difference between the two videos.
See, I don't think you'll tell much of a difference on YouTube. See, like Shane was saying the same thing that I say is for YouTube, I never shoot in 4K. I always shoot in 1080 because I just find that the video quality when you watch back on YouTube isn't never going to be at 4K resolution. And so for myself, it's faster for me to shoot 1080 and do all my post-production and stuff much faster. But when you're shooting with a red camera, it's shooting at 8K video. So I don't really know. It would be cool to do what I thought would be really cool would be a behind the scenes cinematic video about the underground world of slot car racing. And I thought that would be a cool documentary and stuff. So maybe we'll talk about doing something like that. We'll see.
Yeah. So no, just for the record, this is Slot Track Scenics. So right, cool. I think we should wrap it up, mate.
Yep.
I think we should call it a night. You know, I hate to just ramble on and dribble and just, you know, be a bit stale. We finish on a high. Come back in 2 weeks, raring to go. That'll be good. Be on Rahul's channel next time. Is that cool? That's right. Yep.
Yeah, for the next 2 weeks on my channel.
Yeah. No, we're just getting the swing of it again. It's fine.
Oh yeah. Okay. No problems.
You know, and then if I'm down, and just do this again. It's just to keep the. Or else I'll start walking in a circle.
All right.
I need
Don't walk in circles. Don't chase your own tail, Pete. Anyway.
Not again.
So 3 weeks out, eh? And then we're gonna see each other in person.
Yes, indeed. That's gonna be good fun. I cannot wait.
Yes,
Brilliant.
sir.
Right then, ledges. Have a good evening, and we'll see you soon.
All right, brother. Take care.